Good evening and welcome to Let's Play Dreamfall Chapters. This will be a blind playthrough. I did play The Longest Journey and, why am I losing the name of the sequel? Dreamfall The Longest Journey? That's what it was, right? Anyhow, I played both of those. Those Let's Plays are up on the channel if you haven't seen them and care to, so you can hop back to that. Now, time to finish off this series. Although I wanted to refresh myself what was going on in the game, because, well, there were 2 games ahead of this. There was a lot to keep track of. So, I did not get any spoilers for this, but I did see something that said that there was potentially another game that was supposed to be after this one, but, like, it hasn't happened and they never happened. So, that makes me a little bit nervous. I'm hoping that we get a pretty much complete story here to wrap up some loose ends, but we'll see. So, alright, let's see what we got here. Let's go ahead and hit the story so far. I did refresh myself, but let's see what the game has to say about everything.
Hello, my name is Zoe. I'm in a coma, and this is my story.
Okay,
A year ago, I was living with my dad in Casablanca. I dropped out of uni. I had no idea what to do with my life. Then my friend Reza went missing. Reza's a journalist, and he was investigating a story. Some people were not too happy about that. They tried to kill him. He ran. I went looking for him. Yes, it was a stupid idea, but I had to do something. For him, for myself. I followed the breadcrumbs to Waticorp's headquarters in Japan. You probably know Waticorp for their robotic toys, but now they were making a brand new entertainment device, the Dream Machine. I'm sure you've heard of it. It gives users control over their dreams. At least, that's the sales pitch. The Dream Machine was actually designed to steal memories and control people.
Bum bum bum.
Reza was close to exposing the truth when he vanished. I'll give you one guess at who wanted him dead. With a ton of help from friends, I finished what Reza had started. I exposed the conspiracy and stopped the Dream Machine from being released. Well, sort of. Waticorp released it anyway, a few months later, but without the mind-controlling, features. And it's a success, of course. Oh, and another thing. 2 things. Big things. After being forcibly connected to the beta version of the Dream Machine, long story, don't ask, I was, transported to another world. A parallel world where, magic is real. Yeah, I know. Stay with me. That's where I found out that I'm a dreamer, which is like being a sort of mind wizard, actual Jedi powers. Yay! I know, but this is all real. At least, I think it's real, and not just a dream. Speaking of dreams, remember the coma?
Mm-hmm.
So, my body is lying in a hospital in Casablanca, sure, but my mind is trapped in a different place. A place called the Storytime. If you walk away now, I don't blame you. It's a lot to take in. And I'm not quite done. See, the woman who injected me with the drugs and put me in this coma?
Helena Chang.
Her name's Helena Chang, and she's involved with the Dream Machine project. Also, she's my mother, who was supposed to be dead, according to my father, who lied to me. Confused? Welcome to my life.
And there's even more, because there was Faith, who is also her sister.
My name is Kian Alvane. I was once the Apostle. I am now a convicted traitor. Tomorrow morning, I die.
Yeah, things were ending badly for him at the end of the last game.
I left my homeland for Mercuria, capital of the Northlands. I'd been sent to this city to find and assassinate the leader of the insurgents opposing our benevolent military rule. But when I arrived in Mercuria, I saw that people here were not as happy about the occupation as we'd been led to believe. And I learned that magicals were not the cruel and soulless creatures we'd always heard about. My convictions were further put to the test when I realized our leaders in Mercuria were corrupt and faithless, and that they were planning to not only destroy any and all opposition, but eradicate magic altogether. When I finally found the rebel leader, a human woman named April Ryan, I could not in good conscience carry out my assignment. There were too many questions. I refused to murder her. for that, I was arrested and charged with treason.
Also important
My
is
mission,
your comrades weren't
my
afraid to
faith,
murder her, so...
my life. They're all built on lies. Tomorrow I die. I'm ready.
Oh, so we don't get any kind of catch up on Rachel, which makes sense, because she freaking died. But... I kind of respect that they did that too. Bold move, right? Protagonist of the first game, one of the main playable characters in the second game, and then boom, she's got such an interesting story, right? Just, I don't know, I really liked her storyline. I really liked the first game, how it's leading. I mean, she did special, and everyone's telling her how important and special she is, but then she doesn't end up being the guardian like she'd been led to believe she would be. And in a way, like, it's a relief, but it's also a huge letdown, right? Like, she mentally prepared herself. Okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to make this sacrifice for the good of the worlds. And then instead it's like, oh, nope, not actually you. But thanks for all the work you did. And she did do really impressive things, right? Like, the worlds would not have been saved without her. She was absolutely necessary. But still, I don't know. I kind of really like that she ends up not being the one great hero, right? She's a piece of the story. And then in the second game, there's the fallout of that where... You know, she's dealing with, well, what do you do after you did the most amazing, impressive thing in your life when you were only 18? Like, where does the rest of your life go from there? And she's just kind of a little bit bitter and a little bit lost and feeling a little bit used. Like, everyone was guiding me and telling me how important I was until all of a sudden I accomplished what they wanted and now no one cares anymore. Like, yeah. And then she dies. Terrible, but a very interesting story. Okay. This game keeps track of the choices you make in the game and shares those choices anonymously with other players. I mean, does it still? This is kind of an older game by now, isn't it? If you do not want to share your decisions, I can... Well, I'm playing offline mode right now anyhow, so... I wonder if that's something I'm going to end up caring about or not. Do I want to see other people's choices? We'll see. Okay. We're not doing any of this other stuff. Let's just start. Autosave. Okay, that's handy. So if I see this sign, then we're saving. Good deal? So from the synopsis
there are two worlds. Our world, the world of science, and Arcadia, the world of magic.
Where's my subtitles?
Dreams connect these parallel worlds, but a dark force threatens the very fabric of dreams. Zoe Castillo holds the power to shape dreams and save us from the undreaming, but she is trapped in a place called the Storytime. Kian Alvane is destined to play an important role in the war to come, but he faces execution for treason against his own people. They are both about to be reborn. A new story is about to begin. Their paths will intersect, and at the end of their journey, they will face the Thief of Dreams.
Well. So yeah, from that and the synopsis, it sounds like we've got two main characters here, which would be the two remaining live characters from the previous game. April's just totally out of here, huh? Man. Book 1, Reborn. Oh, funeral for April. Although April's sister had told Faith to pass the message on to Zoe that she did good and that she rescued April. So, does that mean something tricky going on with April's consciousness? Her eye's gonna pop open at us? It almost seems like it might. Dramatically. Maybe not. I mean, that'd be a bad time to resurrect when you're on fire. Okay, this is a weird question, but this is something I wonder about. I was watching something the other day, too, where they, like, set a body out to sea. Oh, it was lost, that's right. But they light it on fire. Like, how does that work? Because doesn't it take just a huge, tremendous amount of fire and heat to actually burn a body down? And, like, I don't know, it just seems like as the boat's going to catch on fire, too, right? And then isn't it just going to end up kind of sinking into the water and the water's going to put it out? Like, is it really going to successfully cremate the body? And in a place with a river, it makes sense that the current will maybe drag the bones downstream. But if it's like, if you try to set someone out into the ocean, won't the current just wash them right back up on the shore? Well, what was that meant to be? Okay. Adrift.
They say that every story has a beginning and an end. But that isn't always the case. Some stories simply stop. My name is Zoe Castillo. I'm dying. I've been in a coma for over a year.
Oh, wow.
The doctors don't believe I'll ever wake up again. My mother did this to me. She put me here so that I wouldn't be able to tell my story, so that she could keep her secrets.
She's a cold woman.
It worked. The world is addicted to dreams, to dream time. It's just entertainment. They have no idea what the dream machine is really for and what it's doing to the world. They don't know that someone is stealing their dreams, using them to reshape reality. So, if I'm in a coma, how am I talking to you? The thing is, my body may be here in a hospital, but my mind is elsewhere. This is the story time. It's the place between. And it's my home now. This place where all stories begin and end, including mine.
That's gotta be kind of weird. They're in the story time and she's got her comatose self just hanging out. She can sit with herself every once in a while when she feels like it. So what do you do here in the story time, Zoe? Because it's beautiful, but it kind of looks a little bit boring, too. And I gotta say, where she says that some stories just stop. They do, and it's incredibly frustrating. I have played a couple games. Blues and Bullets comes to mind. It was a pretty cool game. I got it really cheap on sale, and it's one of those games where this is why I'm never gonna be suckered into playing any released by chapter game until all of the chapters are out. Otherwise, I don't, because that's a game where there's only 2 or 3 chapters, so you don't get the full story. It just stops. And I liked the story that there was. It's so frustrating. I would really like to at least, if maybe it is somewhere, I think I tried looking and couldn't find it, to know what the story was meant to be, you know? Some kind of closure, some kind of conclusion to this story. It sucks to have only a partially told story. Alright. Ooh, we can hear Zoe's inner thoughts explored. Oh, we got all kinds of things to check out. Alright, let's look at our picture.
That was taken when Reza and I were still dating. Feels like a different lifetime. And, well, it sort of was.
Well, yeah, everything's changed dramatically since then. Wonkers.
My old Watilla.
I don't know. So she's had him for a very long time, so I understand some fondness there left over from childhood. But I kind of feel like after I learned what Wadi Corp was really all about, I might want nothing to do with any of their products. I don't know.
Sleeping Beauty. Coma as a fashion statement? No, that's awful. But I honestly do look better on my deathbed. Dad, Gabrielle, stops by every day. Keeps apologizing. I wish he wouldn't. That machine is all that stands between me and 6 feet under. It feeds my comatose body a fun cocktail of life-saving narcotics.
And it does, and some people might argue, like, it's been a year that she's been in a coma, right? This is one of those tricky things where some people feel like it's unnatural to keep someone alive like that. Maybe the more compassionate thing to do would be to let them die. But then on the other side of that, sometimes people do wake up from comas after extended periods. So, I mean, obviously in those cases, then, the more compassionate thing is to keep them going. I think it would be a really tough call to have to make. We can't look at these half-buried bucket bits. Alright. Tell us about these spirits, Zoe.
People dreaming, trapped inside their own night terrors.
Can we interact with them? Can we help them? Ooh. Awesome. Looks like we can.
Someone's having a nightmare about a dying child. That must be absolutely terrifying.
It's bewildering and you feel helpless. Not one of my own children, but, I mean, so years ago, my husband had a much younger sister, and she did end up dying. And I remember being at the hospital bed, and like she was so small. She was maybe 2 years old, and it's weird because it's this person that you barely know, right? And there she is, just so helpless. She's going. There's nothing you can really do about it. My mother-in-law had to make the call whether to keep her on life support or not, and the doctors had told her,
"This is a dream. Your baby will be okay."
Oh, see, this is the kind of thing that's what you stand there at the hospital bed and you think, I wish I had the ability to do something like that to help, to make it better. And in real life, we couldn't. They said that she'd suffered massive brain damage. She would probably never be able to live any kind of meaningful, like, functioning life. And so that's where my mother-in-law made the call to go ahead and pull the plug.
Please, help me.
Sorry, this is a really depressing story, but no, this is so I can understand, but that would be a horrible dream.
Why won't you help
As a
me?
parent now, I look back on that and it's kind of terrifying. Like, that would be the hardest thing to go through. I have a ton of respect and admiration for my mother-in-law that she was really strong through the whole thing. She made it through it, but my God. Okay, so can I...
Please, help me.
All of you guys, if I can, I'd be happy to. Let's start with the child.
What are you doing? Stop following me. Turn around, go back, wake up. I said stop. I can't help you anymore. You're on your own now.
Don't leave. You can't leave.
For fuck's sake, people, go away.
So we helped them, but it wasn't quite everything they need, and now it's making matters even more difficult for ourselves, huh? It's going to happen with all of these, huh? Isn't it? We're going to try to help, and it's just going to make things more complex.
She's all alone. I know that feeling.
Why won't you help me?
You're not alone. There are people out there you can connect with. But you need to stop using the dream machine first. It's not helping you.
Zoe, that is a statement about, like, the internet and social media in general. You got it. Seriously, don't forget to go out and connect with real life people too. I think sometimes we can get a little lost and start thinking that some of the places on the internet that we hang out with are real places, and they're not. A lot of them are echo chambers. It can be fun entertainment, but you got to remember to go out and experience the real world too.
What are you doing? Stop following me.
Is this the same?
I said stop. I can't help you anymore. You're on your own now.
Alright, I think we're repeating.
For fuck's sake,
Yep.
people, go away.
Why won't you help me?
Trapped, burned alive. That's a terrifying nightmare.
Don't leave.
There's no fire and you're not dying. It's only a nightmare. You've been using the dreamer too much. It's messing with your head.
Please, help me.
But is that a known side effect of the dreamer, that you end up in a lot of nightmares? Because that seems like the kind of thing that would turn people off of it.
Ugh, I used to have this dream all the time. Naked, exposed. It's worse than it sounds.
You can't leave.
I mean, depending. I agree. I hate those kind of dreams too. You do feel very exposed and vulnerable. But when you think about it, I mean, you don't necessarily have to be.
Please, help me.
There's worse things in life than to be naked, but I do
This
hate
isn't
those
right.
dreams.
No one can see you. You'll wake up soon and everything will be fine. But you should stop using the dream machine or the nightmares will continue.
Let's see, is our following getting bigger? Yep.
You can't leave. You can't just leave me behind.
Ooh.
This dream is different. It's more persistent. And the dreamer, it's a child. Oh, great. I'll need to go in and untangle it.
But she seems very familiar with all of this. She's been in a coma for a year. She's been doing this the whole time. Going in, sorting out people's dreams.
Stop. Don't come any closer. Leave me be. There are too many of you. I can't help everyone. Just go away.
Oh. Where did they go? Oh, and our path is gone now too. Alright, well, let's look at the kid before we... Well, no, the kid's is a talk too. Alright, let's take a look at this thing.
No, don't get too close. It will take you.
That's one disturbed wardrobe. I'm glad this is not my dream. I'd be absolutely terrified.
Oh, can't talk to her from this side. Alright, kid, let's discuss this.
Don't make a sound. It will hear you.
Who will?
The monster in the closet. It will hear you and eat us both.
She's
Scare
already
her?
scared, but she needs to understand how dangerous the dream machine is.
Oh. Well,
She's scared enough already, poor girl. I need to be careful.
See, this is a little tricky, really. My initial impulse is to reassure her. Scary dreams suck when you're a kid. I had a couple nightmares when I was little that really stuck with me. There was one that, in the dream, the way dreams sometimes do. In the dream, I woke up and I asked my mom if I had dreamed the scary part or not, and she was like, "No, that was real." My dream mom did. So my mind really tricked me good on that one. So for weeks in the real world, I was convinced this thing was real, and I would hide under my blankets at night. So I don't really want to scare well, how
She's
are we
already
going to
scared,
scare her,
but
though?
She needs to understand how dangerous the dream machine is.
Because the dream machine is dangerous. So if we can find a way to stop her from using that, that's a good thing. But, I don't know, traumatizing a child to do it? Is that really the way? It doesn't seem, I don't know. I think I'm going to do it. I feel kind of bad about it. I feel like maybe that's, as long as, it depends on how we do it. If what Zoe says is something like, this is from using the dream machine, stop using the dream machine, and makes it very clear that the horror is linked to the dream machine, then that could be good. But if her warning is just generally scary and doesn't tie in very specifically to the machine, then we've just traumatized the
She's
kid
already
for no
scared,
reason.
but she needs to understand how dangerous the dream machine is.
All right, let's do it.
It is dangerous and it will hurt you unless we destroy it.
I want to go home.
Yeah, that's not what I wanted her
And
to
you
say.
will. But the way back is through the wardrobe.
I can't go in there. It will eat me alive.
Not if we destroy it first. Don't worry. And whatever's in there, it's no match for me, I promise.
Are you like a superhero?
Something like that. What do you think of my costume?
It's really cool.
Well, thank you. But on the other hand, maybe this is something that, like all the other dreamers we helped, they just followed us, and it wasn't enough on their own, right? Until we told them to go away and banished them wherever. Maybe if we do this way, it will teach this girl how to handle these things on her own.
Oh, tentacles. Yeah, no. Not touching that.
Ooh, we got all kind of options here. Time, mind, light.
It had to be tentacles. It couldn't be, I don't know, a dream about a wardrobe filled with bananas.
Well, that wouldn't be frightening, Zoe.
Oh, she must be terrified. Poor girl.
All right, so what's this do?
She had a light. Oh, she dropped it. It rolled away. She doesn't know where it is. She won't go looking for the light herself. She's afraid of the slithering things in the dark. Hey, who can blame her?
Ooh, look at our glowy tattoos. Okay, so does that mean there's a light around here somewhere for me to find?
It's too dark. Can't see anything under there.
Well, if it rolled away here, then it probably rolled right off the edge. What about from this side? Time, light.
Bingo.
Oh. Okay.
Bringer of light. Emissary of electricity. The mighty torch.
And it has some kind of cat or something on it. Yeah, like a little cat sticker.
Torch. Flashlight. Beacon.
Okay. So, how do I move around? There we go.
Whoever wired her to a dream machine should be locked away for a very long time.
Oh. Well, the light did the trick immediately.
Not peeking inside that thing's head. I've made that mistake in the past, and never again.
Now that's interesting. So she was able to look into the girl's head, but the girl is a dreamer, so she's a real person. But this monster here is just a creation of the dreamer. So, is there even anything inside its head? Do you not want to peek in, Zoe, because it's scary or because it's confusing? Time, what's that mean? Alright.
Light could work, but I don't think there's anything to draw on there. That thing is darkness through and through. It's hiding. Stupid, smart tentacle thingy. It's too quick for me.
Okay.
Light, yeah, good idea, but not from that. Without me, she'll be trapped here. She needs my help.
Right, so... That's not the button. Can I give this to the girl? Here, take your light. No? How do I stop using it? So I could spin and put the light on it, but I don't think that helps. She doesn't want to...
Bananas. That's the best you could come up with, Zoe. Light could work, but I don't think there's anything to draw on there. That thing is darkness through and through. It would need to come from somewhere else.
I'm not really sure what time here does. What's that light down there?
Not
And
peeking
she's not
inside
doing
that
that.
thing's
Okay.
head. I've made that mistake in the past, and never again.
So none of those options are going to do it. What's this light way over here? Turn off the torch.
I'm quickly running out of ideas. It's a torch. It projects a light beam. It's used to penetrate darkness, like a broadsword of light. Fighting. Darkness dragons. Oh, I give up.
Okay. Well, there's this picture, which seems like maybe it should be significant, but I can't click on it, so maybe not. I feel like I'm missing... It's the very first puzzle, and I'm missing something. Oh. So.
Pain. Anger. Sadness.
In the light bulb?
No, of course not. Don't be silly. It's just a light bulb. Right. Why bother with lampshade when a creepy bare bulb can suffice? Ugh, that light's too weak to have an effect on Mr. Great Old One.
It's a start, though. Yeah. I feel like we have the solution here with the flashlight, right?
It's too quick. It hides before I can destroy it.
We can't just walk in here? No? Zap it from behind.
Light, yeah, good idea, but not from that. It's too quick. It hides before I can destroy it.
Alright, what are my controls? Oh, I can run. That's useful because we are moving very slow. Okay. Toggle the journal. Tension. Oh, look at that. Zoe Castillo, 21, was raised in London and Casablanca by her father, Gabriel. She studied bioengineering at Cape Town University for 2 years before dropping out of school and moving back to Casablanca. 1 year ago, Zoe's ex-boyfriend Reza Tamis went missing. Zoe discovered that Reza, a journalist, had been investigating a story about a new entertainment device created by Wadikor. The Dream Machine was designed to produce lucid dreams, but was being used covertly to harvest users' memories. Zoe helped unravel the conspiracy, delaying the release of the Dream Machine and exposing the conspirators, but she couldn't save herself. She was drugged by her mother, Helena Chang, who played a hitherto unknown role in the conspiracy, and left to die in her home in Casablanca. Zoe's been in a coma for over 9 months now, trapped in a hospital bed while, simultaneously, living a parallel existence in a place called the Storytime, a world of dreams. Here, using the powers granted to her as the dreamer, Zoe's capable of shaping people's dreams, helping those trapped in night terrors make their way back to waking. Well, so it's not as boring as it at first looked. She's got stuff to do here. And Wonkers is an autonomous robot toy manufactured by Wadikor and Zoe's beloved childhood friend. Wonkers helped Zoe get through her previous adventure, but has been powered off since then. Oh, that's all we got going on there, huh? Okay. Spinch.
It's too quick. It hides before I can destroy it.
Okay, well, what if we let it grab us? It doesn't even try.
This bedroom was designed to be as creepy as possible. Spooky by IKEA. Can't believe a mother would do this to her child. People are horrible. Can't believe
I want to talk to the kid.
It's too quick. It hides before I can destroy it.
I want her to help destroy it. Little girl, run up there and be bait, and then I'll shine the flashlight on it. That's terrible. It'd be better to go the other way, that I run up and be bait, and the kid can shine the flashlight on. But that doesn't appear to be an option either. Oh, is that... Do we slow time somehow? Is that what's going on? Okay. Oh, we do! Okay, that's what time means. Alright. That time thing really confused me. Well, that looks good. Okay, little girl. I destroyed the monster. You ready?
I can't believe a mother would do this to her child. People
No,
are horrible.
don't get too close. It will take you.
It
You're
won't.
safe now.
Thank you. But I don't know how to get back home. I don't know where my mummy is.
She's on the other side of the wardrobe, waiting for you.
It's scary.
Scarier
Come
than
on.
here? It's all nice and bright.
Do you use a dream machine?
Mum makes me. She says it keeps me occupied. Then she has time to play with hers.
Oh, that's
The
terrible.
next time she does that, you need to say no.
She won't like that.
Maybe not, but you tell her it's dangerous, that it gives you nightmares.
I could tell Daddy. He doesn't live with us, but I talk to him all the time.
Oof, yeah, you
You do
probably
that.
should.
Now go through and you'll wake up again.
Thank you. What's your name?
Zoe, And remember, no dream time. I might not be able to find you again. This has to stop.
Okay, so this is a Norwegian game, right? This thing's made in Norway. I just gotta say, because here we have that little bit of story there. Her parents are separated. She talks to her dad. Her mom's a bad mom who forces her to use this dream machine so that she can use her own dream machine. So I don't have Let's Plays for them, but I played Through the Woods, which was actually a really cool game. I liked that one quite a bit. And I played, what was this other one? My kids really wanted me to play it, where you play as a kid, so it's like a horror game, but it's through like the eyes of a child, whatever. Those were also both Norwegian games, and those also both have themes of like bad mothers. Norway, are you guys and your mothers okay? This is just popping up more than once in games that I'm playing. It's a little odd. Oh, hey, this guy.
What's going on out there? More and more people are getting caught in loops. I can't keep up. I thought the dream machines weren't dangerous anymore. I thought we took care of that. If not, then...
Hello, Zoe.
Look, I'm trying to help them all, and... There are too many. And they're nightmares. They're getting worse.
You have to go home.
There's no home to go back to, and I don't want to be the person I used to be. I have a purpose here. If I do wake up, I'll be lost.
Ooh, yeah, because she was feeling like she didn't really know what she wanted to do with herself, right? Dropped out of school, just kind of living aimlessly back home with her dad. Which, this kind of matches what was going on with April, too, right? Where she was the big hero of everything, and then suddenly that adventure's done, and it's kind of like, well, what's she supposed to do now? Although I feel like she did find something to do with herself, right? She was a rebel. She was part of this resistance. She was obviously valued. They were looking like they were genuinely sad there at her funeral. That's not maybe as dramatic as savior of the world, but... Well, and I can understand that for Zoe, too, here. She's doing something here that's very unique, something most people can't do, but she can. And so she's making a difference that only she is uniquely suited to make, right? Whereas if she goes back just to the regular world, well, then she's like any of us, where you have to figure out what you're going to do with yourself, and it's probably not going to be something particularly impressive. It'll just be some, you hope for like a good life. Like, I have a very average life, and it did take a bit. Sometimes I do feel like, should I be doing more? Should I be pushing myself harder? I don't have a whole lot of ambition, and sometimes there's pressure put on I think we put a lot of pressure on ourselves, maybe some pressure by society as well. I do think about this sometimes, that maybe one of the things, being an American, there's so much emphasis on the individual. Maybe we do put a lot of pressure on ourselves, that we feel like we're each supposed to be the best that we can be. Everyone try to be a leader, push yourself to be the most that you can be. And I don't know, it is a lot of pressure. Maybe we need to find a way to be okay with just being average sometimes. But yeah, I can see where here, even if nobody else in the world really realizes it, she is something special. If she goes back home, she's just another standard sort of person.
There's no home to go back to, and I don't want to be the person I used to be. I have a purpose here. If I do wake up, I'll be lost. For better or worse, this is my home now. The person I used to be is gone forever.
But I mean, everyone can make that argument as you age. You change over time. Parts remain the same, parts of you change. You're never quite the same person that you were. The person that you used to be is gone forever. I mean, carries on within who you are now, but yeah, I mean, that's just life, Zoe. And just because the circumstances have changed and some things are not the same now, it doesn't mean that you can't create a new place for yourself in the world.
There's no home to go. What's there to go back to?
Whatever awaits you on the other side is for you alone to discover. Your single thread runs through the fabric of the universe, weaving events together. But where it ends, I do not know.
I have nothing out there, and I have no one. Besides, I'm needed here. What will happen if I just abandon them?
Now that's a good
Their
question.
night terrors are symptoms of a larger disease. As long as the disease itself is alive and spreading, those people will keep coming back.
Okay. So really, I mean, this is kind of a nice thing here, Zoe. He's sending us back with a purpose. So it's not complete aimlessness. It's not what April was facing, where it's like, okay, the big adventure is over. Figure out whatever you want to do with yourself now. He's saying, I got something else for you to do, and it's not here. He wants us to tackle the greater problem here. All right, that makes sense. I mean, actually, he's giving us a nice, meaty quest.
There are no second chances. Every choice leads to the same outcome, and my actions have no real consequences, so I'm not ready to wake up, to face myself again.
I think that's probably what she's really feeling more than the powerlessness, right? Like, she is...
There are no second chances. Every choice leads to the same outcome, and my actions have no real consequences, so...
So is she talking about her work here to try and get people out of these nightmares and they keep looping back into them? Which is, I mean, that's right. And especially as he said, we're just treating symptoms here. The greater disease is still the main issue. We're not addressing it here.
I'm not ready to wake up.
I think she's afraid to wake up
Face myself
again.
I can't do it.
The dream is being tainted. The world is getting sicker. They all need you.
Isn't it enough that I'm making a difference here in story time?
No, he just told us it's not enough, and why.
I don't understand why I'm needed. I did everything I could already. I just want to be left alone. This is where I belong. I'm in control here. Out there, I have no power.
Now that's a bit of a fair objection, right? She does have a lot of power here. Back there in the regular world, she doesn't have that kind of power. So I think this is the one we want to go with. Like, what's his... I'm not saying that she's necessarily right. There's nothing I can do. I think there probably is something she could do. But maybe he could give us some tips on what exactly we could do.
What difference can I make?
There is a great power within you. The power to set things right in your world and all others.
So how do I tap into that?
Reality once, Zoe. This time, all the worlds, all of story time, all of time is at stake. When you wake up, this will all be a dream. And that dream will quickly fade. Soon, it will be forgotten entirely.
Forgotten?
Unless you fight to remember it, you must open your heart and mind to messages from those who know what to do.
Okay.
You don't know?
I'm not omniscient, Zoe. Much is hidden from me. I can see all the threads as they are woven, but the greater weave itself is too large for me to see. I'm too close, and even here, some of the past is obscured. This bothers me. I believe someone may have clouded my memory by design. An enemy, a shadow with tendrils into story time and elsewhere. If you stay here much longer, you may never be able to leave. And then everyone's story ends.
Oh.
All the people who love you, all the people you love, and everyone else, past, present, and future, torn out of the story like pages from a book.
Why me?
Because you are the dreamer. You must find your way back to your sleeping body. You must wake up and remember, and then you must save the world.
Because that worked so well the first time around.
Well, it worked better than
everything.
if you hadn't done anything,
That
so...
story had a beginning and an end. But it was also only the first half of your story.
How do I wake up?
There is a door. Find the door and unlock it, and you will wake up.
Will I see you again?
If all goes well, at the end of your journey, when your story is complete, you will see me again. One last time.
That sounds final. But yeah, okay. I'll, go. Find the key. Unlock the door. Remember everything. Save the world. Write my story. Return for epilogue. Bury hero's journey.
You will do fine, Zoe Castillo. I have faith in you. Good luck.
Come on, give it a try, Zoe. It's better than hanging out here doing the same thing over and over and feeling like we're not really making a difference, right? But I do wonder there. He said, if all goes well, we'll see him again at the end. So, is that like really a message to Zoe, or is that a bit of a message to the player? Because it said our choices are going to have consequences. Does that mean if we make the right choices and do things right, we'll see him at the end? But if we bungle it, we won't? Bad end? Interesting. Oh, I missed this chart before.
I don't know if the chart is accurate or just a dream construct, but it doesn't look good. That line should be pointing up, not down. I'm not sure how I feel about my father right now. It's a mess. The latest and greatest in chemical life support. Without magical miracle machine, I'd be stiff and cold and probably all maggoty. Happy thoughts. Dad,
Very cheery.
Gabrielle, stops by every day. Take a skateboard to that line, you'd build up a lot of speed.
Okay, so I need to click things more than once.
I don't know why they brought him to the hospital, but I'm glad they did.
I don't know, he's watching you.
People keep bringing flowers. So funereal.
They're not meant to be. They're just meant to cheer you up.
I know they mean well, but my hospital room is beginning to look like a memorial.
I mean, she's right. People do bring flowers to a funeral, but it's very standard to bring them to help people feel better in hospital
Reza
as well.
visits a lot. Talks to me for hours. It's good. It's good. Like we're reconnecting. If I'm ever going to find a way out of this place, that's my doorway. Me.
Oh. But there was something over here, I thought, that I did not click. Yeah, there we go.
Story time. I don't know how long I've been here. 6 months? 9?
All right. Well, maybe just delving into my own mind would do it.
Me. My body. That's the only connection between story time and home. I tried reading my own mind once. The feedback loop was nasty. I kept bouncing around my own head like a reflection in a hall of mirrors. I don't know what you'd call it, the signal from my comatose brain, it's too weak. It's getting drowned out by my waking thoughts. To tap into my subconscious, I'd have to somehow boost the signal and turn down the volume on my conscious mind.
So we're gonna have to mess with our life support machines and such?
That's not doing anything at all, except maybe giving me hot flashes.
Alright, let's see if we can tinker with the machines. Yes, we can.
The little engine that could. Keeps my brain ticking when the rest of me doesn't. This is probably a terrible idea, but if I can adjust the mixture of drugs going into my veins, I might be able to give my brain a chemical jolt, boost the subconscious signal. Don't know if it'll work or just kill me, but beggars, choosers. Thing is, I can't push any buttons from in here. That machine is out there, in the physical world.
Okay, can I manipulate
I don't think my dreaming
Wonkers?
powers extend that far unless I can somehow affect the state of things that are mirrored in here.
Oh, there's my vitals.
That thing doesn't have any conscious thoughts. No light source there. So, if I slow these readings down, the system should compensate by adjusting the drug dosage, jolting my system, hopefully waking me up, possibly killing me. Well, fingers properly crossed.
Alright then. Codename Briar
bollocks,
Rose.
The machine's going nuts. Oh, I feel really weird. The machine's gone haywire. It's pumping a crazy amount of drugs into my body.
Well, try to read your own mind again.
I just wanted a little pick-me-upper, not an actual OD.
Let's see if we can do it.
So, okay. The cocktail of industrial-strength chemicals the machine has injected into my body is boosting the subconscious signal. But now... it's too fast. too jarring.
Well, let's slow it down.
Like a train of thought going at the speed of light. I can't get a good grip on it. Where do you think you're going? You're staying here with me, doing the only thing we're good at.
But who are you?
Being dead.
Yet another Zoe?
Is that who I really am? Is she what I've been running away from? I've made up my mind. She's right. Can't leave. I have nothing to return to. No life worth living.
We're definitely not picking that. We were given a task. We have some mission to accomplish. Yeah, get out of here, you.
Just get the fuck away from me. See? This is why you're stuck. You can't even look at yourself in the mirror because you're ashamed of what you'll see. You're ashamed of me.
Fine, let's deal with you then.
No, you're not leaving, and you're not leaving me behind. I've made up my... Is that who I really am? Is she what... Who are you? You don't remember who you are? Or who you were before you started playing hero, dreamer, savior of worlds?
Oh, it doesn't really matter who I was before
Everything
I...
about you is a lie. I'm the fucking truth. You can't escape that.
You can escape that though, Zoe, because who you used to be is a part of who you are, but it isn't nearly the whole of who you are anymore. You change. This self-doubt here is pretty nasty. Zoe, it doesn't matter who we were before. It doesn't matter that you were struggling and purposeless before. Now you got a purpose. Move forward with it.
No, you're not leaving, and you're not leaving me behind.
Then come with me. We're going.
I've made up my mind. I'm going home. Your father lied to you. Your mother tried to kill you. You put your friends in danger, and you lost every single one of them.
But I saved the world.
That sounds like the perfect home to return to. It's not all gone. There's a chance to take back what was lost, to do it again and do it better. So it's not perfect. I know how to appreciate what's there now.
That's a better answer. What else we got?
Maybe she's right. Maybe she's not. We can't know what's waiting for us on the other side, but so what? That's life, full of surprises.
That's an alright answer too, but I think I like the previous one
We don't
better.
have a home to go back to. We've lost everything.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean there's no hope.
So it's not perfect. I'm not asking for a perfect home. I'm ready to embrace who I was, who I am, who I will be. And who is that? I'm ready for a change. I used to know exactly what I wanted to do with my life. I don't know why I lost faith, but it's time to find my way back.
I don't know that that's the right choice there. I think especially because she is so young, right? She's expectations change. You go through a lot of different things about what you think maybe you want to do with your life. There was a time in my life I wanted to be a genetic engineer. I was convinced that's what I was going to do. Did not work out that way.
I'm ready for a change.
Sometimes you have to be willing to give up a path that isn't working out. Go on a different path. Be open to new possibilities. The key thing is just to keep moving. Wow, that was dramatic.
You're a part of me now. You always will be. Come on. Life's waiting out there. Let's find out what's happening.
But I think that's a better answer. You don't have to know who you intend to be, right? I think it can be paralyzing if you decide you have to know where you're going before you start going. You can figure some stuff out along the way.
My name is Zoe Castillo. And I'm alive.
Oh, dang it. An achievement popped up. I gotta turn that off. I don't want that clogging up the screen. Oh, well, there's chapter 1 completed. 3 months later. Well, yeah, she would be extremely weak at the beginning. Oh, we're gonna pop over to Kian. I was gonna say, waking up from a coma after you've been in it for as long as she
Good
had,
evening, Warden. How do your prisoners fare?
your muscles would have atrophied a lot.
All is well. If you like, I could show you...
I'm not here to inspect your prison, Warden. I'm here to speak about one prisoner.
Your apostle.
Alvane. He's an apostle no more. He was a tool, but he lost his edge. He's no longer of any use to us. No. It's time we put all of this behind us.
Would you care to translate, Commander? I'm afraid my ability to read between the lines is somewhat lacking.
It sounded like he wants
We
to kill
want
him.
Kian Alvane's execution to be hastened.
Yeah.
I see. I thought your six would need to judge and condemn Alvane before...
When did you become an expert on Azadi law, Warden?
Well, I'm not, sir, but we have laws and regulations of our own, Commander. I was told that Kian Alvane would be sent to Sadir to stand...
I am telling you to carry out his sentence. Tonight!
What? Impossible. I need to call in the executioner.
How soon?
Well, by first light, at the earliest, but still...
First light, then.
But what about the paperwork? I mean, the proper documents, signed and stamped.
This goes one of two ways, Warden. Either you do what you're told and execute Kian Alvane by first light, or you find yourself hanging right next to him when the sun kisses the top of Friar's Keep tomorrow morning. How it plays out is entirely up to you. You have your orders, Warden.
Barbarians.
Yeah, this is part of why people don't like the Azadi.
I have only one memory of my mother. She held me close one night and sang an old song from her country. I don't remember the melody, but I remember the words. Sleep, child, sleep. Sleep in your mother's heart. Let the wind blow and the rain fall. Hear the executioner's call. Watch the traitor's head roll as the shadow takes his soul. Sleep, child, sleep. We shall never part, for we will soon be free, together forever in the cold, cold sea.
Ah, Alvane, you are here. Good. I hear you turned down your last meal. Pity. I personally approved the menu. There were sausages.
Why do so many lullabies have such morbid lyrics? There's that one. There's like the Rockabye Baby in the treetop, right? Ending with Down Will Come Baby, cradle and all. There was a Finnish one I was learning about lately. What is it? It's like Nuku Nuku Nurmulintu. I probably said that wrong. Nurmulintu. Anyhow, I was reading up about it. It's something that like a mother wrote about her dead child. Like, man, lullabies tend to be kind of morbid.
Why would the warden come to visit me now?
Not for anything good. Well, he said a last meal, so...
He wants me to plead. I shall not. Why would the warden
let's talk
come
to him. Let's try to get
visit
some
me
information
now?
out of him.
If you've come to see me beg for my life, Warden, you won't...
Oh, no. You're a rational pragmatist, Alvane, quite like myself. No, I am merely here to ensure that you are prepared for the next step. As you know, your execution will take place at dawn. I have to admit that I'm curious why, after so long, there's such a sudden rush to see you dead. I'm very curious. But that's not why I'm here, no. As you also know, you have the choice between hanging and beheading.
Oh, we get to
As I
choose.
can
That's
tell,
nice.
You have yet to voice a preference. If you forfeit this choice, it'll be left to me to decide the instrument of death. I simply want to ensure we've dotted every I and crossed every T.
Well, I mean, they both sound horrible. I think personally I would rather be
A warrior deserves
beheaded.
to die by the blade. Even though I'm just a prisoner now, I was a warrior.
Although that's not the reason I would have given. I think I would pick beheading because it seems like it would go faster and have less chance. I mean, if it goes wrong, it's going to go really wrong. But hanging seems like it might take a little bit and be extremely painful. Beheading is just kind of done. Yeah, I think that's the way I'd go.
A warrior deserves to die by the blade. But do I deserve that death? I laid down my own sword. I turned on my own people.
His thought process about this is very different from mine.
Death is death, and I'm ready to embrace my own. I have nothing more to say to this man.
Man, even the silence option, my reasoning is different. Mine is very petty and passive-aggressive. I'd feel like, all right, you want me to pick it? No, I'm going to make this harder on you. You choose how I die. Go for it. Although, it's maybe a little cowardly, but
A warrior deserves
beheading
to
kind
die
of
by
wins
the
out
blade.
because
Even though I'm just a prisoner now,
it seems like it would go
I
quicker.
was a warrior.
Although the anticipation, waiting for the blade to come down, blah, they're all horrible. All right. And I think we're at like an hour or so here. I am going to go ahead and wind this episode down here. Come back next time and we will decide how we would like to die.